probably the biggest line you're going to see here is either over 4K television or about the Internet of Things. Basically, all display manufacturers, everybody that makes TVs, is showing some form of 4K, even if they're very low-end value brand. Obviously, the tier one guys like Sony or Samsung are all over it. You're also seeing the Internet of Things, like 900 companies here out of the over 3,500 that are here are saying they have a device that's an Internet of Things kind of device. It's actually fairly simple. It's a device that has a sensor, some form of intelligence to deal with the data the sensor gets, and the ability to connect to another device, eventually to the network. These can be very smart devices like a smartphone, which really has a lot of processing power and memory, but they don't have to be. They could just be a device that has a little bit of memory and a Bluetooth connection that can squirt off what data it gets when it is connected. So technically, anything can be made into an Internet of Things device. Certainly the data is valuable to the right companies, but in a lot of cases, they talk about it, but they don't necessarily know what they're going to do with it. One of the very interesting areas here, which is an Internet of Things thing, is the development of digital health products, which you can see in the South Hall. But what a lot of physicians are waiting for is, how is this data organized in a way that's clinically useful? We're beginning to now see that. So you got to separate the guys that are measuring. They say they're measuring your sleep, but they're not really measuring your sleep. They're really just measuring your movement when you sleep and making guesses about the sleep. Now, I'm not saying that isn't useful, but if you're a doctor, that's not clinically actionable. They're going to go, look, people move a lot in their sleep, so I don't really know if they're in REM sleep or not just because they're moving or they're not moving. So we have a ways to go, is my point. And therefore there's this difference in the hype cycle sometimes between what may be a very genuinely promising area that looks good down the road, but may be way overhyped in terms of its reality today. Much of this is very experimental, and that's the point. We throw a lot of these things out, and then we see how people actually use them, and then we eliminate the ones they don't use, and we emphasize the others. That's the name of the game, a lot of iteration, right? In the hunt for refining it down. It's a way of doing it. It's what the industry is, because it's an industry of was-is pricing and replacement and rapid upgrade. And because the affordability of these products is so great, the industry prospers on it.